Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Psychic Medium Nicole. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. Also, be sure to check the post for weekly updates. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your continued support. If you'd like to book a private reading with me or join my private Patreon community, all of the details and links can be found in the description. Please remember, this is a collective reading, so not every reading is going to resonate with you. Tarot is not gender specific. Roles can be reversed. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you see it, it is meant for you. Time frames are based on the current energy and are subject to change based on your free will and the free will of those involved. My readings are centered around truth, healing, and empowerment. If you are in separation from someone, navigating a twin flame connection, or dealing with a third-party dynamic, I encourage you to focus on your own healing and spiritual growth and not wait for the other person to heal, mature, or choose you. If you feel stuck in a connection that is abusive, manipulative, or toxic, please reach out to me via my website. Take what resonates, trust what feels aligned, and leave the rest. Okay, so today's reading, I'm going to do some different oracles, some affirmations, get some general messages, and then do the all signs portion, Cardinal Signs, Mutable Signs, and Fixed Signs. So let's get started. I've already prayed and shuffled the decks. So Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for my collective? What do they need to know on their journey right now? Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective? Show me the truth. Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective? For wherever they are on their journey. For those that are watching this right now, what messages do you have for the collective? All right, we finally have one. My goodness. Receiving. What else, Spirit? What does the collective need to know at this time? What is awakening in them? Life Force. One more, Spirit. What message do you have for the collective? What do they need to know? What is awakening in their consciousness, in their energy? All right, discernment. All right, so we first have receiving, second life force, and then third discernment. So what's coming through immediately for me with this receiving, I feel like a lot of you are in fact awakening. I feel like a lot of you are receiving downloads from spirit into your consciousness. I feel like a lot of you are waking up. I feel like many of you have been feeling asleep, like going through life, kind of like just going through the motions. But I feel as though you all are receiving transmissions, downloads, upgrades from your spirit team, from the Most High, from Source, and it's awakening you. It's awakening your mind. I feel like a lot of you are receiving a lot of clarity at this time, right? We just actually, Neptune just went retrograde a couple of days ago. And so, you know, Neptune is the planet of intuition, dreams, illusion. And so with it going retrograde, a fog has been lifted. I feel like many of us have been in a fog, a mental fog. And I feel like there's been this release, right? So that you could receive information, important information for your soul's growth, your soul's journey on how to navigate it, what to do next. So I feel like this Neptune retrograde is great. I might do a separate video on it because there's just been a lot of illusion in the energy. A lot of people have been sleepwalking. That's what I'm getting. I feel like a lot of people have been sleepwalking through life, and a lot of you are awakening, waking up, getting clear. You're receiving a lot of information, a lot of new ideas. And it's also this energy around the heart chakra, right? Like it's this direct connect from spirit, from source. And it's almost like it's an alignment, right? Like our chakras. I feel like your chakras are being activated at this time and just providing you with the necessary downloads so that you can continue your journey. I feel like many of you may have been feeling lost over the last several years, actually. I'm getting years. You've been feeling lost. You've been just going through the motions, sleepwalking through life. But I feel like you're receiving important information from spirit, from your soul, so that you can start moving forward, right? This life force energy. I feel like many of you have been feeling very tired, very depleted for years, not just days, weeks, months, years. Many of you have been feeling tired, and I feel like there's these activations happening in all of us right now in the collective energy. Like we're getting this burst of energy. And I feel like it's divinely timed. I feel like many of us have been in a waiting season. We've just been kind of like, oh, what to do next? Like there's this restless energy. This is what I'm channeling. This is what I'm picking up. I feel like many of you have been feeling restless, anxious, just not sure what to do. But I feel like there's something been activated in you recently, and if it hasn't happened yet, it's coming. I don't know, I see this energy, this life force, and it's like a comet. I feel like there's this comet hitting all of us, and we're like waking up. I don't know, spirit's even giving me like sleeping beauty. I feel like many of us just have been sleeping through life, and now it's time to wake up. It's go time. I feel like these downloads and these transmissions are happening in waves, and whoever I'm speaking to now, the collective, I feel like it's your turn, our turn. Like this is the wave, that's you're a part of this wave, and I feel like you're getting closer to your purpose, or your purpose is becoming more clear. Your voice is becoming more clear. Something in your soul is pushing you to step out of your comfort zone, step out of your shell, step out of your cocoon, right? I see like this cocoon, and I feel like your soul is just not letting you rest, right? This is why you were feeling that restlessness. So I feel like a lot of you are being recharged at this time with this life force, because when our life force is weak or low, right, we're tired, we have a lot of fatigue, we have mental brain fog, we procrastinate when our life force is low. So I feel like many of you, your life force is being recharged by the universe, by cosmic forces, right? This looks like a comet, right, or a sunburst. A lot of energy, a lot of vitality, okay? So many of you should be feeling more energized. And if you haven't yet, it's coming. You're in this wave, I'm hearing spirit say. And then we have discernment. So spirit is definitely, I feel like this is a warning, right? To be very discerning of your environments at this time, what you give your energy to at this time, right? Because when we give our energy to the wrong things, it depletes our life force energy. So be very discerning at this time regarding people, places, things. Again, Neptune is in retrograde, so many of you are going to be seeing people for who they are, right? The rose-colored glasses are off. Many people have had the rose-colored glasses on for years, and Spirit is saying you're going to see clearly, right? You're going to be able to see in the dark with this. You're going to see people for who they are. And let me see what other messages I'm getting. Also, yeah, I feel like your discernment is going to be higher at this time. Your intuition is going to be like more sharp, more keen at this time with this moon energy, all these stars, these comets. Like I say, it's very galactic energy. It's very cosmic energy. It's this cosmic, global, collective awakening, and you're a part of this wave. Okay, because everything happens in waves, cycles, seasons. So I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, your intuition is strengthening and getting more keen. You're going to just be very sharp, right? And so again, watch who you're hanging around, who you're telling people, your business. Stop telling people your business. If you're trying to grow something, if you're trying to build something, be very discerning on who you share that information with. And so, yeah, I don't know if this is a crow, a raven, whatever it is, but it's like a messenger, okay? So, I'm even I don't get off too much into it, but I am kind of getting monitoring spirit vibes. So again, her hand or their hands are open, and this bird, raven, crow, it flies away and comes back with information. So I see this two ways, right? Spirit is giving you information, so be, discerning to not share that with anyone, and then also be discerning to not tell your business to family, friends, coworkers. You don't know who your enemy is. I'm kind of just getting this darker energy with this discernment. And people may be monitoring you, spying on you, or trying to see what you're doing. So be very discerning. Okay? So that's the message with that. So yes, that's good. Beautiful. So we'll just put these little babies over here. I'm going to get a couple affirmations. Spirit, what else do you have for the collective? What do you want them to know at this time as they navigate their spiritual and healing journey? All right, 2 came out. I'm going to get one more. All right. Okay. The first one, when I surrender my will to the care of spirit in the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. Absolutely. On this journey, it is so important that we surrender, because ultimately we are not in control. Spirit is in control. So the more that we surrender, the more life will flow for us. The more our manifestations will come in. When we hold too tightly to people, places, and things, we create blockages in our life, in our energy, and on our path. So if you have trouble with control, Spirit is asking you to surrender to Spirit's will. Let them take the driver's seat and you get in the passenger seat. You can co-create with Spirit, okay? But Spirit always knows best. So release control, surrender. You are in good hands with Spirit, I'm hearing them say. All right, we have to begin the practice of allowing. I must get out of the way and let Spirit give me direction. Absolutely. Something that I often say is, I give Holy Spirit, I give you permission to intercede and intervene on my behalf. So I'm always allowing Spirit to guide me. God, Source, the Most High, to order my footsteps. So again, surrender, allow, release, control, and allow Spirit to work on your behalf. Allow your spirit team and ancestors to guide you in this human experience as you are navigating your spiritual and healing journey. It will be less painful that way. Many of you can feel like you're suffering, that you're just, things keep happening to you, and that's because you're trying to control the outcome. So Spirit is saying to take your hands off of it, okay? And let them take over. And the last affirmation, when I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. Absolutely, we must show gratitude at all times for the good and the bad. That is the only time we can appreciate the good, is when we go through things, right? And these things are our lessons. Lessons to teach us, to strengthen us, to help us to grow. But when we stay in a state of gratitude and appreciation, we align with the vibration of Source, Spirit, God, and they can give us more things that are of love and are of our truth, and ultimately align with our path, our soul's journey, right? So many of you, this may be just a reminder, a confirmation to stay in a state of appreciation, even if you are going through difficult or challenging times or confusing times, right? Continue to stay appreciative. Continue to let Spirit know, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. Keep ordering my footsteps. Keep giving me direction. I surrender my will for thy will. Okay? So yes, that is our affirmations. We're gonna just move all of these over. Let's see, where else, Spirit? What else do we have? I'm gonna just do, I guess I'll move into like a general read. This deck is Intuitive Kev, so shout out to Intuitive Kev. And so we're gonna see what comes out. General for the collective. Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective? What's coming in for my collective? What do they need to know? Show me the truth. What messages do you have for the collective? Yeah, see, this flying monkey kind of goes in hand with that discernment. This crow, raven, bird, you know, I believe flying monkey is a narcissist term, but it's basically spreading like lies, false narratives, gossip. So again, Spirit is warning you, letting you know to be careful who you share your heart's desires with, what you're manifesting. Other people's energy, thoughts, projections can slow down your manifestations. Holy Spirit, what else? What other messages do you have for the collective? Occupation flipped out in reverse. Some of you, many of you could be looking for work, having issues with, you know, your job search. Things could be slow. Spirit, what else? Chakras, let's see. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clarify all of these. I'm trying a new layout. I'm just experimenting with several things. So then we also, destruction came out. Spirit, what else? Real love. And one more. All right. Evil Eye came out and Rich Girl came out. So let's clarify these. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm like trying to get it all lined up and all cute. It's all crooked. Okay. All right. Holy Spirit, tell me more about this flying monkey. Why is flying monkey here? What is that about? Clarify flying monkey. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like I said, this flying monkey, they, do other people's dirty work, spreading different dramas, lies, right? In this, as you can see, it says endings, road closed, right? So there may be people in your life trying to block things that are coming in for you, like closed roads. You may actually need to do maybe a road opener to open up the roads in your life, to open up the blessings, abundance, job, career, love. So there may be people in your life that you've been talking to, sharing with, gossiping with, that is creating blockages in your life. So if that's your story, stop talking, stop telling people your business, because it's creating roadblocks in your life. Anything else, Spirit? Ice Queen, it may be a feminine. It may be this, I identify the Ice Queen with like the Queen of Swords in tarot. So an air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So think about the women in your life, or friends, family, co-workers that could be this individual. So if that resonates, definitely stop telling her your business. And some people, they don't necessarily do it intentionally, trying to close roads for you or create blockages, but just things that they may have going on in their life. They may not be happy, things might not be flowing for them. And if you're telling them, oh, I want to do this, or I want to do that, they can project onto you. Okay? And just energy, everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. So just their negative, low vibrational energy, thinking about your, success, or what you have going on, or what you're trying to manifest, it can absolutely have a negative impact or effect. And that's why also this evil eye is out here. So yeah, so there's definitely some kind of female that may be spreading some kind of false narratives, lies, drama, and is creating blockages. So this is why Spirit said you need to be discerning, okay? Because Spirit is, trying to bring in blessings so that you can receive what you've been praying for, asking for, and manifesting, okay? Clarify occupation, Spirit. Why is occupation here in reverse? What's the message? Moving on. Maybe it could be some of you are either moving and you resigned or quit your job, or you got laid off. There's definitely some layoffs that have been going on. What else, Spirit? Occupation in reverse, moving on. Or you could just simply feel like you want to move on from a particular profession or career that's no longer in alignment. Okay? Spirit saying it's time to move on. Your current job or occupation could be toxic, and you're ready to move on. It says freedom, 10 miles, right? So you could have felt trapped in an unfulfilling career. Also, I have came out poverty, right? Which makes sense why this occupation is in reverse, emotional pain. So yes, I feel like many of you could be either out of work, or it's time to move on from your current work, but you're afraid, right? A lot of you can be afraid because you're either in poverty now, or you're facing that because you're unable to find a job. Maybe you've been laid off for a while or unemployed for a while, and it's definitely causing a lot of emotional pain and turmoil and just stress, right? You're very worried because could be facing homelessness even. And so I feel as though, I was actually thinking about this. If you cannot find a job and you have a creative skill or talent, get on social media. Do something with content. I mean, that is really the wave of where we're going. Content. So if you have some type of skill, maybe, this could be a sign from spirit to pursue something you truly love, because whatever this wasn't fulfilling to you. It wasn't a part of your soul's journey, really. And so I feel like you all need to, again, with this awakening in your life force, I feel like you're going to have more energy, or you're having more energy anyway. And so, yeah, if you have been applying for jobs and you can't find anything, no one's calling you back, you're facing poverty, your money is low, your account is low. If you have skills, creativity, God gave all of us skills and talents. It's time to tap into that. That's what I want to say. I was fumbling over my words, but that's what I want to say. Whatever God-given talents you have, it is time to put them into practice so that you won't end up homeless. You won't end up in poverty. Okay? All right, Spirit. Chakras, clarify chakras. What messages do you have? Unbothered. I'm going to keep going to see if this clears up. Like, what else? Spirit, what else with chakras? Conflict. One more. And rising star. Let's see, what am I getting here? Well, I mean, right off the bat, I feel like a lot of you may need to do some chakra balancing, some meditation to kind of ground and center yourself. Maybe you have been feeling very unbothered, like I was saying earlier, procrastinating, just kind of sleepwalking through life. And a lot of times when we don't feel motivated or we don't have focus, is because our chakras are out of balance, right? So you may need to do some energy work, energy balancing. Maybe you're just feeling very conflicted, or even angry, dealing with bursts of anger, or just conflicted about your journey, and just confusion. I'm just getting some confusion. Rising star came out. So again, I feel as though when you are balanced, when you're grounded, centered, focused, you can step more into your purpose, right? This is why this occupation is in reverse and you're facing poverty. It's almost like spirit is forcing you to step into your purpose, right? So that you can shine. I feel like many of you, light workers, star seeds, empaths, healers, if you've been hiding, if you've been tired, if you've just been out of it, I feel as though you're being called into duty. That's what I'm hearing. I feel like you're being called to step into the spotlight. Okay? Let's clarify destruction. Why is destruction here, right? This is giving me tower energy and tarot. Clarify destruction. Why is destruction here, Spirit? Spirit could be coming through, removing people, places, and things that are blocking you or blocking your path. Clarify destruction. Why is destruction here? A divine masculine. Clarify destruction. a gift. And one more. Clarify destruction. Imprisonment. Okay. So I feel as though this the Tower in Tarot, destruction here, isn't always bad. I feel as though this tornado is clearing the path, and it could be linked to a divine masculine, right? Because then following, we have real love. So Spirit may be clearing the path for some type of high value, higher level masculine to come in, right? And we also have gift here. So your spiritual gifts, I feel like, are maybe activating, especially with this life force energy. Let me see what else. I also feel like Spirit is wanting you to practice more with your spiritual gifts. If you have a gift, like I said, you have gifts. God gave us all gifts, and so I feel like you're meant to start practicing them and fine-tuning them and doing your spiritual work so that they can strengthen. So maybe you've been just feeling very distracted, very conflicted, very nonchalant, but I feel like Spirit is moving some things out of the way, people, places, and things. Again, there's this box here. I don't know, some of you all can be moving or needing to move, change environments. There's divine masculine is here. There could be a masculine that is coming in to help you or already in your life. And this is clearing the path to bring him into your life, okay? I also have imprisonment here, which is interesting. I feel like what I'm hearing Spirit say, I feel as though, like when we don't nurture our gifts, when we don't evolve, when we don't get on the right path, the right course, you know, we can very much feel imprisoned because we're not doing what we came here to do. We're not doing what our soul agreed to do. And so, I don't know, could be spiritual jail. Until you do what you're supposed to do, you know, there could be blockages. You could feel trapped. Okay, so what I'm getting is that Spirit is clearing some things up, clearing some things out, clearing the path. I feel like you have gifts that you're supposed to be working on, nurturing, pouring into, and kind of if you don't, you're going to feel trapped because you're not surrendering. You're not surrendering. You're still trying to do it your way. And when we do it our way, that's when we suffer. This is when we feel trapped, imprisoned by our own making because we're not listening to Spirit. We're not allowing Spirit. Okay? So again, surrender. Surrender to Spirit's will and plan for you. All right, let's clarify real love. Spirit, why is real love here? Okay, distant future. So if you are in a connection already, right? If you're already with someone, maybe I feel like in the future you guys will maybe get married. There's some kind of future plans. Maybe you're already making plans for engagement, marriage. And for those that are single, I feel like love is coming in, but it's a ways away, right? But I feel like you have other shit to do, you know, to clear up, to focus on your work, your career, your occupation, before love comes in. What else for real love? Distant future, Spirit. What else is the message regarding? Okay, Ice King. So earlier the Ice Queen came out. Now we have the Ice King. This person that you meet or that you're with may be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. One more, Spirit, when it comes to real love. Jezebel Spirit. Jezebel spirits you definitely have to be discerning about because they are seductive. They are filled with drama. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, these could be connections that you have right now going on in your life, connected to love life. So, if you have a woman in your life that's um, very sexual, very promiscuous, you need to be very mindful because Jezebels have dark spirits and entities connected to them, a lot of lust. And this Ice Queen, this King of Swords could have, even though it's a feminine, a Jezebel spirit, he could be promiscuous. So make sure you're discerning, okay? This is kind of questionable. You may meet someone in the distant future that embodies these qualities, and maybe they present themselves as real love, okay? So this is why your intuition, your gifts, they need to be nurtured. This is why Spirit is telling you to nurture your spiritual gifts and have that discernment. So because your intuition protects you, okay? All right, clarify evil eye. Why is evil eye here, Spirit? We have thief. What else? Clarify evil eye. False. Okay, one more. And self-love. So yeah, this evil eye, I mean, again, when people are projecting negativity to you, or haters, jealousy, envy, all of those things can affect your blessings and what you have coming in, okay? And so this is why you need to be discerning of who you talk to, who you're friends with, because this person, it says thief here. So this is giving me more Seven of Swords energy, like in tarot. Lying, cheating, stealing, right? False documents, info, statements, agreements. So it's definitely something false about this person in your life. Okay. And so I feel like self-love came out because you're needing to choose yourself. You're needing to choose, or you're needing to have more self-love, because when we lack self-love, we choose people and connections that can harm us out of desperation, out of dependency, out of many different things. So I feel like you need to work on your self-love. So if there's someone in your life that's mistreating you, that you feel is false or a thief or just not a good person, you need to know that it's okay to be alone. It's okay to choose yourself, okay? And so let's clarify this last one. Rich girl. Clarify rich girl, Spirit. Child. What else? Obsession. One more. And sweetheart. Okay, well, I feel like I'm getting the message, right? Like, for those of you that nurture whatever gifts you have that God has given you, and you step more into your power, step more into the limelight, whether you do content media, social media or not, I feel like it brings in some type of abundance, right? It puts you in some type of boss energy. But as you can kind of see, it took a while to get here, right? So I feel like many of you may be going through a lot of different situations and scenarios, navigating life, love, healing, but it's a lot of distractions, right? So Spirit wants you to focus on your bag, your money, your foundation, your stability, okay? I could be talking to a lot of single mothers. You may be a single mother and have a child that you're raising and providing for, okay? Something with a child here. I also have obsession. What about Spirit? Why is obsession here? I feel like Spirit is wanting you to be so obsessed about yourself, right? With this self-love, that you're not getting distracted by other people or other things that are not of your highest good, that don't serve you, right? Be obsessed with yourself. Be obsessed with loving yourself, pouring into yourself with this sweetheart energy, okay? Focused on your money, your stability, your children, right? I feel like a lot of you may be focused on your child or children and just providing for them. So this obsession, I feel like, is you being obsessed with yourself right now, focusing on what you need to do to provide a better lifestyle, because you could be unemployed or going through some kind of financial drought right now with this poverty energy. So if you have gifts, if you have spiritual gifts, intuitive gifts, I feel like Spirit wants you to nurture that, okay? And the path is being cleared. And to surrender, because if you don't, I feel like there's kind of consequences. You feel stuck. You're going to continue to feel stuck in life, okay? So yeah, that was a lot. So that was general. Again, not every message is going to resonate with everyone. Take what resonates, trust what feels aligned, and leave the rest. All right, so now let us get into the all signs. And let's see, let's put this to the side. I'm just going to get some messages. And we are going to start with our cardinal signs, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the cardinal signs? The Sun. What messages do you have for the cardinal signs, Holy Spirit? What do you want them to know at this time? Ace of Swords, Two of Swords. What else? What messages do you have for the cardinal signs? All right, we got the Sun, the Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Wands in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse. All right, Spirit, so let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Sun here? So I feel like a lot of freedom, a lot of vitality, like I was saying with that life force energy. I feel like a lot of you are getting like a burst of energy, right? With it being summer, all the sunshine that we've had. You guys could be feeling more alive, more awakened. Clarify the Sun, Spirit, clarify the Sun. Two of Cups. You could be entering into a new relationship or connection, something that makes you feel alive, okay? Or if it's not a romantic relationship, it could just be partnership, because I also have the Three of Pentacles down here. So something collaborative, and this could be even friendship, right? It's not always love. Also, it could also be, it could be many different storylines. It could be just coming into a union, like kind of with self, balancing your feminine and masculine energies and just feeling really great, a lot of energy. Because I also have this breakthrough energy with this Ace of Swords. So like I was saying earlier with the oracles, I feel like a lot of you are receiving a lot of clarity, a lot of downloads, and it's a lot of truth. Clarify the Ace of Swords. Cutting through the fog, especially with that Neptune energy being in reverse. Clarify the Ace of Swords. Yeah, the Nine of Cups. So wish fulfillment. Clarify the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is not making a decision. It is a blockage. It's being stuck at a standstill. Why is the Two of Swords here, Spirit, for my cardinal signs? Clarify the Two of Swords. What is the blockage? Three of Wands. So again, you know, the Three of Wands is a card about expansion. So there could be some blockages that you're experiencing. If you notice also, this moon energy is kind of the same, right? So not seeing the truth about something, right? Something with your future. The Three of Wands is future, future planning, and expansion. So Spirit is wanting you to take the blindfold off, the illusion, right? Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, even if you feel like you can't see all the steps ahead of you, okay? Because it'll pass. I feel like this fog or whatever will pass. Clarify the Three of Pentacles for the Cardinal Signs. Clarify the Three of Pentacles, Spirit. The Nine of Wands. It came out in reverse. You know, upright is my Wounded Warrior card. You know, just feeling tired, you know, being persistent, but it came out in reverse. So again, I feel like you're getting some kind of relief, Cardinal Signs. You're collaborating with others. Maybe you're working on some creative projects. So yeah, this reading I don't feel like this is a love message. I feel like it's just more general or having to do with like work or business or your career. So I feel like you're going to be partnering with others, collaborating with others, and it's providing some kind of relief because you're not doing all of the heavy lifting. Especially with this Ten of Wands in reverse as well, right? I feel like maybe a lot of you Cardinal Signs have been carrying a lot of weight, a lot of burden, and just kind of been trying to do everything on your own, and you need to partner with others or work with others, and you can get a lot further, a lot faster. Clarify the Ten of Wands in reverse. There's that Two of Swords again. Again, some kind of blockage on your path right now. You could just feel very burdened at this time. A lot of work, not enough pay. Tell me more about this Two of Swords. I want to know a little bit more. What is this to do with? Yeah, you could just, maybe you're feeling tired, right? Because the Empress is a card about abundance, fertility, creativity, right? And this Three of Pentacles is about creativity as well. So maybe you feel like you're lacking creativity. I don't know. I'm just kind of getting a burnt out energy, but I feel like there's help here, or help is on the way. Relief is here, or you're trying to get to relief. I feel like you're working to get to a place like, okay, I can rest, I can put my feet up, right? So I just feel like you're just having to put in that work. Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. Let's see what that's about. Why is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse for the Cardinal Signs? Having to do with their money. What is the blockage? Why is the Ace of Pentacles here in reverse, Spirit? Yeah. I feel like money could be tight right now. There's, you know, you could be holding on to every little thing or being frugal, right? The Four of Pentacles is kind of miser energy. So not a lot might be coming in. Plus the 4 plus the 1 is 5 of Pentacles, which was that poverty energy that I was talking about in the previous spread. That's financial challenges, financial changes. So my Cardinal Signs, you could be experiencing some type of financial blockages or challenges at this time, especially with the Two of Swords out here. One more on the Ace of Pentacles reverse and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Four of Wands. Again, could have something to do with home life, moving, needing to move, wanting to move, not having enough resources. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what's coming through for the Cardinal Sign. So keep pushing, my What I'm hearing Spirit is saying is, keep pushing through. I feel like whenever you hear this, don't give up. The finish line is near. Keep pushing through until your finances turn around. Okay, I feel like you will have some clarity, you will have increased energy. Making sure you love on yourself though, right? Because again, that Empress came out, and on the bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. I feel like, yeah, you guys might be tired. And under that was the Four of Pentacles, and on top of the deck was the Empress. So kind of like some repeaters. So you all may need to rest, pour into yourself if you've just been burning it at both ends. And again, this is why that life force came out. So I feel like you need to recharge. Spirit is trying to recharge you. But again, surrender. Take your hands off of it. Because going, not resting, not taking breaks will absolutely create blockages in your energy field and ultimately affect your money and what you can do. Okay, so that is for the cardinal signs. Let's see what messages Spirit has for the mutable signs. Just a second. Spirit, what message do you have for the mutable signs? Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And be sure to check your sun, moon, and rising, because there may be a message in each of these for you, depending on your placements. I have a link in the description on how to check your birth chart to see what your big three is. I'm sorry. I think someone was trying to call me. It went blurry. All right, Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the mutable signs? What do they need to know? I don't know. Let's see. What messages do you have for the mutable signs, Spirit? All right, mutable signs. I feel like you're having trouble with anxiety, worry, sleepless nights. We have a lot of sword energy, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 4 of Swords. So swords deal with the mind, thoughts, communication, information. Let's clarify. So mutable signs, you could be overthinking a lot. Spirit, why is 9 of Swords here for the mutable signs? Clarify 9 of Swords. What are they worried about? I feel like you may be having some fears, right? Spirit is saying you need to have courage because strength came out. One more. Yeah, I just feel like you're mutable signs, you're also burdened with this 10 of Wands. You just have a lot on your mind, a lot on your plate. But God is giving you the strength. You need to have courage to get through these different challenges, right? Each of these wands, each of these swords could be a challenge. People, places, things that you need to figure out how to get through. But I feel you're fine, right? The Chariot, I see you moving forward. Clarify the Chariot. I feel like you need to go in a different direction. I feel like the path that you've been on, you've been experiencing a lot of resistance, I'm hearing. So there was this movie, Moana, the little girl, she was trying to do something and she was being met with all of these challenges. And she's like, it's always another way. So I feel like there's always another way, right? With these two Spanx. There's always another way. So Spirit is saying to go to like the path of least resistance. So I feel like you're figuring out how to get around these challenges, these obstacles that you've been feeling. Clarify the Chariot, the Devil. I feel like you could definitely feel restrictive or chained to something, maybe even powerless. Like, I can't figure it out. I can't figure out how to overcome this. But you can. You at any time can take the chains off. I can't really show this card. I gotta like color in like little things because they, YouTube doesn't like nudity. What else? One more on the Chariot and the Devil for my mutable signs. Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like this could be pertaining to your finances as well. I feel like you've been stressed, pressed, worried about your stability, and you could feel chained to somebody else. Something with codependency, like you're dependent on someone else, but you're wanting to break free. You're wanting to leave maybe a situation or a person behind, but you feel chained to them. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. Clarify the Four of Pentacles for my mutable signs. Yeah, you want your independence. Yeah, this Four of Pentacles, I feel is, I feel like someone may have, is controlling you, something with control. But I feel like you want your autonomy, you want your independence. You're working towards that. Mutable signs. Clarify this Ten of Swords. This is interesting. It says everything is fine, and she's like on her phone scrolling. And so I feel like you've been telling yourself everything is fine, but what action are you taking to make it fine? Clarify the Ten of Swords for the mutable signs. Maybe you've been living too much in the past. Keep thinking about the past. Again, that rosy retrospection energy I was talking about, or I didn't mention that, but rosy retrospection is living in the past, thinking about all the good times pertaining to something and not like living in reality, right? So you're needing to take your rose-colored glasses off, right? Three of Wands did come out in reverse. So again, something to do with your growth, your expansion. I feel like mutable signs, you may be having a hard time just seeing a way out of a situation. That's what I'm hearing. Six of Swords, moving to calmer waters. Again, I have two cards of movement, moving on. Clarify the Six of Swords for mutable signs, Spirit. Yeah, Two of Wands. I feel like you're wanting to make a plan, right? Two of Wands is making a plan, choosing a different path. That's what I was saying with this Chariot, choosing another path. Like there's always another way. You get to choose at any time to choose different, right? You heard that ding or whatever that sound was. That's confirmation. So I feel like Spirit is here to co-create with you, to choose a different route, a different path, so that you can have more independence and freedom and not be controlled, maybe with that Devil energy. And it could be connected to an earth sign. Okay. Page of Cups, clarify the Page of Cups. What is the Page of Cups bringing? Tower. Yeah, so I feel like you're going to receive some kind of shocking news, right? Pages are messengers, so you're going to receive some kind of shocking or alarming news. What else, Spirit? Again, that Tower, that destruction energy came out in the general, something to clear the pathway. Right? Because again, the Tower can can be good because it's removing people, places, and things that's not in alignment. Okay? So something has been tying you up, blocking you, creating hardships, burdens. And I feel like this tower, Spirit is going to bring in a tower to clear the path for you. This Magician energy, right? Using your free will to manifest that, manifest some kind of shift or change. As above, so below. I feel like with that, it's already underway, because as above, so below. Before anything manifests in the physical world, it's already happening energetically and spiritually. So I feel like this tower is underway. Clarify the Four of Swords, healing, rest, recuperation. Clarify the Four of Swords, Spirit. Why is the Four of Swords here for the mutable signs? What is it that they're healing? Yep, exactly. Star, healing, hope, healing, recovery. You're recovering from all of this that you've been going through. Mutable signs. So yeah, so I feel like Spirit is bringing in some type of tower to some type of ending. And I see healing at the end of all of this. I see you needing to move on, wanting to move on, be more independent, get away from maybe this earth sign or some kind of bondage or codependent energy. You're wanting to move. It's been keeping you up at night, sleepless nights. You feel very stressed. Your back could be hurting, your shoulders could be hurting. But yeah, the tower is coming, okay? But after the tower, the star comes in to heal. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. I feel like mutable signs, you want your freedom. You want your freedom and your independence. That's what you want, okay? So that's the message for you mutable signs. So the faster you work through the lessons, the sooner you make it to healing and freedom and sovereignty. Okay. All right. The last sign is my fixed signs, which are my Tauruses, Leos, Scorpios, and Aquarius. Holy Spirit, what message do you have for the fixed signs? What do they need to know? What's coming in for the fixed signs, Holy Spirit? What's the message for the fixed signs? Two of Swords. What's the message for the fixed signs? Four of Pentacles reverse. And Knight of Swords. What's the message for the fixed signs? Ten of Swords. All right. Fixed signs. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is, I believe, yeah, it is Taurus energy, right? These bulls. Let's see. Spirit, why is the Two of Swords here? What are my Taurus, what are my fixed signs not seeing? You need to take the blindfold off. Something you're in denial about. And it's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you at a standstill. Clarify the Two of Swords for fixed signs. Lovers. I'm going to turn it around because I don't want to get dinged. But the Lovers here. So maybe you're in denial about a connection. One more. One more for the Two of Swords and the Lovers. The Sun. Yeah, you need to see the truth about a connection. This Lovers, this person may not be aligned for you, right? There's some kind of misalignment, and I feel like Spirit wants you to take off the blindfold about this person. Use your discernment. I feel like there's things you already know, red flags, things that you've seen, but maybe you've been turning a blind eye, right? But the Sun is illuminating the truth. This Four of Pentacles, letting go, releasing control, surrendering. Clarify the Four of Pentacles reverse for my fixed signs, Spirit. Ten of Wands. I feel like you haven't been wanting to see the truth or admit something because maybe it creates some kind of hardship or burden for you. So maybe you stay stuck or in denial, right? Judgment is here. So I feel like Spirit is calling you out, calling you to some kind of higher truth, some kind of awakening, some kind of clarity you're receiving or will be receiving that you can't no longer deny or ignore or hide from. Clarify the Knight of Swords for my fixed signs. This knight is charging forward in pursuit of something. Clarify. Knight of Swords. Justice is here. Some type of balance, truth, clarity. So, you know, these are two cards of karma. This could be a karmic connection, something karmic about this connection or relationship that you're in. I think the lesson, right, it's created a lot of burdens or hardships for you. You're ready to release this karmic connection. This could be love, romance. Clarify this Ten of Swords. See, on this Ten of Swords, it doesn't say everything is fine, right? So there could be some ending that has happened or needs to happen. Clarify Ten of Swords. Eight of Wands. Clarify the Ten of Swords. Yeah, a Tower. I feel like there's been an ending, a breakup, and if it hasn't happened, it's about to hit. It's coming in pretty quick with this Eight of Wands. Maybe some type of communication. Maybe you went through someone's phone or someone went through your phone and found something shocking. And now you have some type of truth, right? Some type of truth is revealed about this misaligned connection. You can no longer keep the blindfold on, right? Again, truth, clarity, karma, balance. Clarify the Three of Wands, because after the Tower happens and this Ten of Swords, right, you're ready to expand. You're waiting for your ships to come in. Clarify the Three of Wands. Yep, a breakthrough happens after you surrender and let the Tower fall. Right, some type of clarity comes. The clarity comes, right? This Two of Swords, it was blocked. Also, your heart chakra is blocked here, but something is going to cut through the truth. Whatever you found out or whatever has happened, it creates some kind of truth where you can start making plans for your future. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go, right? She has one hand on one wand. Right, that's one choice, that's one path, a second path, a third path. Like, what do you want to do, right? So getting clear. And then we have the Hierophant. Clarify the Hierophant for my fixed sign, Spirit. Death, right? Some kind of death, rebirth. What else? One more. The Hierophant, death. Nine of Swords. Yeah, so I feel like the more you resist this change, this ending, it'll put you in a Nine of Swords energy. If you resist this transformation, if you resist this ending and rebirth, right? With the Hierophant and death, I feel like this is a major soul lesson for you. I feel like this situation has been karmic for you, meant to teach you a valuable lesson. And so yeah, it's maybe made you question your beliefs or change your beliefs or something with your beliefs. And maybe you all didn't have the same values, and you're having to come to that truth. But something is being transformed. I feel like you're going through some kind of transformation because of this. I feel like this person may have been a catalyst for some kind of death and rebirth for you, some kind of change to make you level up, right? You could be an elder, a wise teacher, a leader or something in the spiritual, conscious, or religious community. But the more you resist, the more painful it'll be, I'm hearing. Yeah, and so again, I see some anxiety, worry, fear. But again, whenever we don't have all the details, all the facts, we don't know what's going to happen. Again, surrender. When I surrender my will to the care of spirit in the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. And again, to begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let spirit give me direction. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it right there on that note. So yeah, that's the message for my fixed signs. Okay, so yes, all right, my loves. If these readings resonated with you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. If you're interested in learning tarot and how to read for yourself, I teach a 12-week live course called The Wisdom of Tarot. All of the details and links can be found in the description. Until next time, I'm sending everyone so much love, light, and healing. Be good to yourselves. Keep vibing high and choosing only the best for yourself. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.